All right, we are now live. We're gonna have to fix the lighting in here at some point, but welcome to the office. I gotta handle business today, so this is where I'm at. I guess they're not sending out notifications for this as well, but like I said, welcome to the suck. What's up, Scrub? Since everybody is thinking LeBron James has won an NBA championship because he decided to go crazy scoring with a magnet ball, we supposed to act like a kid that just watched David Blaine or something and jump up and down and scream. Yeah, it was cute. Watching everybody get all excited, all worked up. But what's the big picture here? Do anybody know? The big picture is, what's up, Sister T? The big picture is the Los Angeles Lakers are still in 10th place. They are 10th. They have lost 6 of their last 7 games. 7 games under 500. And guess what? They're going to lose tonight to the San Antonio Spurs. Carcino has said it live. Tonight, the Lakers will lose to the San Antonio Spurs. I knew it the moment LeBron scored 56 points. He is not the GOAT. He's the nope. Nope. And we're going to prove it. We're going to bring you right back down to reality. That's what we're going to do. That's why we're here, to bring you face to face with reality. You know his knee is sore right now. Oh, he got a little sore knee. You know how many players in the league got banged up injuries and sore? If his knee is sore, then sit down. Y'all raving for this guy scoring 56 points against a team that's struggling. The Golden State Warriors have been struggling like the Los Angeles Lakers. Klay Thompson has struggled. Defensively, they have struggled. Draymond is out, who's really their general. all of you who are involved, I don't know if he's playing tonight or not. I knew when he scored 56 points that the Spurs was going to win the next game. They're going to beat the Lakers like they beat them already. Why? Because they moved the ball. They're going to be moving the ball. They're going to run their plays. So definitely tonight, he's going to tie the record. Pop is going to tie the record. I don't know who you are, spam account, but to say 56 points at 37 years of age is nice when you did it in a way that wasn't impressive. You're speaking on one game. What about the last 4 games they lost in a row that he played in and he sucked? How about the fact that even with his 56 points, his defensive win shares was terrible and they almost lost the damn game? The bench had to keep the game alive. Carmelo Anthony had to seal the game, not LeBron. But I guess since you guys don't watch the games, you couldn't see that. Monk had a great game. A lot of players on the bench shot very well. Now, besides all of that, we're going to get to the gist of it because there's more to get to. There's more to get to. Gilbert Arenas in my comment section is crying on my Instagram, trying to come up for excuses for him wearing women clothes. Jeez. It's crazy. But I'm a nobody, though. Yet you on the nobody's IG. Jay Blizzy, what is up? Now, LeBron James is the GOAT. Why? I want to read your comments. So let's go. Why is LeBron James the GOAT, in your opinion? Because he works hard. Or is that what you're saying you're doing? Just working hard? Oh, okay. Kenneth Richards said, just because people repeat it. That is true. That is the reason why people say it, because other people say it. There's people that don't watch basketball that says LeBron James is the GOAT. Why? Because they've heard it repeated many different times. Oh yeah, I will be doing a Patreon version. So you're gonna get some more information about what's going on. Well, okay, a lot of people here seem to know LeBron isn't the GOAT. Okay, this is gonna be an easy night for me. Well, let's get to it. Because first you're talking about an overrated basketball player. But being an 18-year-old coming into the league, I gave him credit for being able to balance it and to play at a high level or an acceptable level early on from the jump when no one expected anything from the kid, right? Now, a lot of people thought he was going to tear the league up, him and Carmelo. They had a lot of games they struggled, besides the opening game and all of this. They took their time to get their feet wet into the game and get used to the speed of the game because you're not playing against high schoolers anymore. You're going against the best of the best. Now, when you think about an NBA's career, an NBA player's career, you're thinking about all of the different things that come to the forefront. You got to go back to the beginning. You got to go back to the start. And every player has flaws, but it was how a player chose to deal with these flaws in these situations in basketball that would define greatness on the basketball court and just plain basic. A huge factor in sports, in basketball, football, baseball, whatever sport you play, a huge factor is confidence. This right here is the ultimate fact that LeBron James could never be the GOAT. There was never a time that you can name where Kobe Bryant lost his confidence. There never was a time you can name Michael Jordan lost his confidence on a basketball court. None of the greats of all time lose their confidence on the court. That is one of the major factors that separate them. Thank you for that. Hit the like button for that. Definitely donate to the page. The super chat works. Um, my yep, my cash app is Carcino. This is the only factor you need that would tell you and keep LeBron James away from the GOAT conversation. You can never, ever have lost your confidence on a basketball court and can be considered a greatest of all time players. This man has lost his confidence in NBA finals. He's lost his confidence in major situations, Eastern Conference finals, second round playoff games throughout his career, which makes him, to me, an underachiever. To go to the finals as many times as he did with all the advantages he had, he has come up short. And that is not what makes somebody the greatest of all time. See, LeBron gets all this exceptions where his confidence comes through cockiness because of all the praise he gets. That's where his confidence comes from. He called himself the greatest player of all time. On his own show, he sat there and said that with all his little yes men and minions behind him who agreed. But why would he do that? When you're great, that's for other people to say about you, not for you to say about yourself. You're trying to convince yourself you're the greatest of all time when you're not. You're clearly not. You're the nope, not the go. Mm-mm. Never. See, your game does your talking. You know how many players that was confused and like, why would he even say that? Like I would never say I was the GOAT. Hmm? That's terrible. It's a terrible thing to say. But LeBron is so focused on things outside of the court that it affects everything he's doing on the court because his mindset isn't right. He's focused on image. He's focused on the look. He's focused on social media, whatever's trending on Twitter, instead of working on his game. You think Kobe Bryant was going to be tweeting all damn day? You think Michael Jordan would have been on Twitter? Michael Jordan ain't on social media now. So you think all of this stuff matters to them? No, winning matters. All the hard work that's put in to define greatness, that mattered. Hit the like button for these reasons, people. Oh, you want to know some bets to bet? Okay. For the NBA, I would take Denver on the money line. Sacramento Kings is giving up 4 points. Bet the Sacramento Kings. Take the Spurs on the money line. Um, Utah Jazz is favored by 1.5 over Dallas. Take that. And all the other games are starting right now. The Timberwolves should win by 13 points. That's going to be close. It's going to be very close. Hockey, um, I would take the Avalanche on the money line. Take the Edmonton Oilers plus 1.5. There you go. Now, let's get back to this. Now, the move to Miami. Many people will say this is what ruined LeBron James' legacy, and that was that. I'm not mad that he left and went to Miami. I mean, it was time for him to go. He had been there for all those years. He couldn't win on his own, but it was time for him to go when, players are banging your mom. That alone, to me, is another reason why. You think somebody was going to bang Kobe's mom, Jordan's mom, another teammate? You think that was going to. You can't be the greatest of all time and other players are banging your mom? How you going to let that happen? Ain't no respect at all. You got to check a dog. What is going on here? How y'all gonna sit there and say LeBron James is the greatest of all time and another teammate is his stepdaddy? Are you kidding me? A man who's allegedly on crack. And y'all talking about this the greatest player of all time. He is the nope, not the GOAT. I done told y'all before, and we can keep going on this record, but we didn't seen it all before. What else we got here? This man was on the team that had Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and about 7 other great players on its team, known as the first super team. They had a big fireworks to announce the new signings, and they were getting ready to buy the NBA championship. This pissed off people like Kobe Bryant, who went out and won it the real way. Here comes the NBA's way of running an interference to try to buy an NBA championship and fast track LeBron back to the NBA finals where he has a chance to win it because he wasn't good enough. So they had to put all of these great players around him in order for him to do well. So he goes to the NBA finals. And what did we say about confidence? It was all gone. The biggest collapse anyone has ever seen in an NBA Finals history was LeBron James' first year in Miami. It was an epic collapse, something you could never come back from. It was his second time in the NBA Finals. And to lose to Dirk Nowitzki, LeBron had the worst percentage ever. Played a finals game where he only scored 8 points. You got beat by JJ Barrera, Jason Kidd, everybody in their 30s. They were the oldest team in the league and whooped you. Sent you packing. How's this man the greatest of all time? Told you, we finna put an end to all this garbage now. So now, once the super team ain't making it anymore, he get his first championship in 2012. Then they still won in 2013. Then to fall short and lose again, getting beat by the worst blowout margin in NBA Finals history. Kawhi Leonard came and ate your food again. And y'all lost by the largest margins in NBA Finals history. Mm, mm, mm. Yep. Then he ran to Cleveland. He going back to Cleveland with an owner, a racist, low down owner who destroyed you in the media, called you all type of names, and you went running back to him with your tail in between your legs. Kyrie Irving is the star of that team now, and Kevin Love is picked up by the team. Now you got three top 10 players on that team. Another big three. Then you start bringing all of these other players on the team. The year prior, only four players from last year's team was on the next year's team with LeBron. Only four players. That is ridiculous. But they noticed that you wouldn't have cared or noticed because you guys don't watch the games. In his first year, he goes to the NBA Finals again with this new super team where they lose to the Golden State Warriors, a team who had never been there a day in their life, wet behind the ears, just came into their own, and they run into LeBron NBA championship. How you can saying this guy is the best of all time? What are you basing this on? Should I continue? Because we can do this all day. It can go on forever. That's how bad it is. This can go on forever. Well, if you already know this, Shirley, that's wonderful, but everybody else don't know it. They still believe LeBron is the GOAT. Jesse said him and all of the fans are retarded. He had to go talk and cry and complain to the doggone office the next year. They were down 3-1 to get Draymond thrown out. Oh, what did you miss? Oh, you missed the fact of us explaining that LeBron James is overrated. The fact that he could never be the GOAT. He is the nope. Mm-mm. He can never be considered that because one, you got to have confidence. You can never lose your confidence on the basketball court and can be considered the greatest of all time. Conversation over from there. Mike ain't never losing his confidence. He could shoot 500, 5,000 shots and miss them. MJ ain't losing his confidence. Kobe ain't losing his confidence. Period. You can't give me a mentally weak player and tell me that's the greatest player of all time. It's not going to happen. Not on my watch. You say LeBron James is the greatest of all time because you hear it said over and over and over again. Shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life. Thanks for showing up. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel. He had a great live today. I was dying to jump in there. I was dying to jump into that live. I was ready to give tough love some tough love. But you were saying exactly what I was saying. And this is why I don't understand is that he knows what he's doing. And it was like trading and coding. It's like if you want to talk about trading and coding, and if that was your message, then why are you supporting people that never talk about trading and coding at all? Why don't you ask them to do some stuff like that? They don't question Gil or Tammy about doing it at all. But yet, they want to stand on your neck about it when you actually are doing the work. People out here, you're supporting it live. They want to say anything detracting, but they won't tell you what the issue is that they have. Oh, he's drinking. They point out the drinking, right? Oh, he was drinking in the video. Oh, I don't like the way he laughed. Why are you laughing like that? What is your point? He had none. What was your point? What was your issue? He didn't have one. He was just trolling. And that's the problem with a lot of these damn people out there. Yeah, Tammy out there right now. He like somebody struggling for oxygen. He running around trying to think of what he gonna talk about. Cause he knows somebody gonna get on him if he keep talking about Kwame. So he gotta go find some content. So this man cried and complained to get Draymond Green suspended in the middle of an NBA Finals when they were down 3-1. That was the weakest suspension I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a player suspended a game in the NBA Finals for just trying to get a guy off him who's standing over him, who got the technical foul for standing over the player. He stood over Draymond and got a tech, and he moved him out the way. He threw a shot to LeBron in between his legs, so we got to suspend him. It was ridiculous. Never seen that done before. Game 5 was atrocious. Game 6 was so bad, Aisha Curry got in trouble for talking about how rigged the NBA Finals was and what they were doing out there to make sure LeBron team won. Then the next year, you get embarrassed by Kevin Durant twice in the NBA Finals. Then you come to LA. You go run to the Lakers. Then what happened? More the same, right? Now let's get to the other reasons why. Attitude. LeBron James seems to have an attitude that comes off as a spoiled brat or a child. And when you own a team that's a super team and you analyze the situation that's on the court, you don't know how to rally your guys. You become divisive. I've never seen players where the whole team go sit on the end of the bench and stay away from him. Never seen that done to Michael Jordan. Never seen that done to Kobe Bryant. But this is the guy you say is the greatest player of all time. This follows him. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Why couldn't Gilbert be a regular nurse and a naughty nurse? He's on my Instagram post coming up with excuses to why he wearing women clothes. So at least he admitted it was him. He didn't lie and say it wasn't him. Now he's trying to come up for a reason of why he wearing women clothes. And the reason was even worse than the excuse. That was the thing. His reason is even worse. He said something like, oh, for Halloween, we had to wear different things for 30 days. We had to wear different outfits. I'm like, you wore different women clothes for 30 days? This just gets worse. Now, I don't have that photo, but I heard he was dressed up as a maid too, as a female's sexy maid with the little duster and everything. I want to get my hands on that one. He better not let me get a hold of that photo. He better scrub that internet right now. LeBron probably told him it was okay to do it. I know Richard Jefferson and Mav Carter, they got a contest going on who can wear the tightest pants. Yeah, they got an apple in their mouth and they butt. They got double the apples. I've never seen as much estrogen in my life than those people over there. Shirley, you are really defensive of LeBron when we are stating nothing but facts, Shirley. You must believe LeBron is the best player of all times. And I asked you to give me a reason why. Nobody in here could give me a reason as to why, as to why y'all believe that's true. Oh, thanks, Kwame. Yeah, Gil been doing a whole lot of talking as usual. What's up, Uncle Frank? Yeah, Gil, he's on my Instagram right now talking about, oh, Carcino don't know I do stuff worse than this. This fool on Instagram talking about how he didn't put the gun to somebody back in front of the people while they in there talking about gun safety and all that. He playing around with a gun, pull a gun to somebody back and pull the trigger. Gilbert Arenas, and he think that is okay to talk about when they trying to do all this to clear up your image. Gil was like, oh, they don't care what I do. They didn't see me do worse than this. Speaking of Fubo TV and all the rest of them, he comes on the comment section and just start commenting away.
Again. Hey, Carcino got you 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 again.
Yep, got you again, sucker. But this is the dumb.
Into the meeting, put the gun to his back. They're in the middle of saying, you know, guns and having guns and this. I look dead in their face and pulled the trigger. Bop! Walked into the meeting, put the gun to his back. They're in the middle of saying, you know, guns and having guns and this. I look dead in their face and pulled the trigger. Bop! Walked into.
That just shows you the silliness of Gil. The silliness of Gil. He thinks all this is a joke. That's why he was out the league so quick. At 30 years old, the NBA said, take the money and go. Don't come back. They don't invite him back to no games. Nothing. He's done.
Walked into the meeting.
Done. Mm. I don't know what Gilden did. I guess he went and deleted it as he always do, and then say, no, I didn't. This person saying Gil is in my DMs. Oh my. Crazy. Man, that's something right now. Everybody coming in there. And what's funny is his father is a fan of ours. Shouts out to Gilbert's pops. Man, you should have got your son together, man. You should have got that man together. You did the best you could, though. You turned that boy into $100 million man and watch that man squander every damn thing. Oh, they letting me know the Laker game finna come on. I already told you the Spurs gonna win that. Now we went over Bron's attitude, right? That's another reason he ain't the GOAT. Now let's get to the other reason. Defense. You can never be considered the greatest player of all time when you don't play defense. Chase down blocks don't mean you're a great defender. That means you got beat. He's the most overrated, overhyped defender that ever was. But what about the rest of the game? Your younger teammates got to step up and defend, even in your prime, when you were young, in your 20s. You got the young players doing all your dirty work. You were never accepting the challenge of guarding the best players on the other team. You always guarded somebody who was less than. You didn't take on those assignments. Yeah, well, I don't like it. This guy, his half-ass efforts on the court, not playing defense, not you're putting the team at a disadvantage. Every time you play like that, a team is at a disadvantage. How can you be put ahead of somebody who was 6 of 6 every time they was in a championship? They won it. Can't do it. There's no way you could put him up there. But there's so many other players who didn't even win championships I will put above him. I wouldn't rank LeBron over Karl Malone. I wouldn't rank him over Charles Barkley. I wouldn't rank him over nobody that played in the 80s or 90s. He wouldn't have made it in that era. Not at all. He don't have the energy and the mental capacity to deal with the physicality of the game. Now LeBron can score. He can score some points on the inside when he's going up against some 18, 19-year-old rookie because he's 30 some years old and been in the game and don't want to step out of the spotlight. But this is the final reason I'll give you. This is one of the more biggest sticking points of all because it stayed with him from the beginning. It's what the NBA says, bag. Right? Man, he got a lot of tricks in the bag. What do LeBron James have in his bag? What's the LeBron James bag? Please tell me. What's in that bag? That bag is nice and empty. Yeah, Shirley, when we do the stream yard, exactly what Uncle Frank said, you should pop in there. 29.7 and 7 at 37, bro. And you know what those are? Numbers. That don't dictate the game. If you score 29 points and you allow 45, are you doing a great job? Stop looking at numbers. Start watching the games. Start seeing with your own eyes. And then you can start telling me if LeBron James is playing good or not. He's not. The team isn't. And a lot of it is his fault. I don't even understand what Shirley Hayes is talking about. Michael Jordan was nothing when he came back. What are you talking about the Wizard years? He had already accomplished everything he wanted to. He came back because he felt like playing. And he still was putting up better numbers than LeBron. Yeah, he was on the Wizards. He also didn't have any top 75 players on his team. LeBron got 4 NBA 75 top 75 players on his team. If you gave Michael Jordan that, he would have won. Surely. You left that out. LeBron playing with 4 NBA top 75 players, and they in 10th in the West. Explain that, Shirley. But he's so great. And what's in his bag? What's the LeBron James move? What does he got? He has no special moves, no skills in his set of basketball IQ that's supposed to set him apart from all the other players in the NBA. No, he's big and athletic. He uses his size and speed and his God given ability. Other than that, he uses the referees, and that's all they do. The bias of the refs to swallow the whistle and let him get away with traveling and pushing off with his forearm to get free because he has no way to get by anybody. He can't dribble. He has no footwork whatsoever. All athleticism. Okay? LeBron James clearly. Oh, it's Russ' fault? Well, when Russ play well, they still lose. Then what? Russ didn't play a game. He sat down. And he still didn't win. AD was always hurt. That's why. When AD was playing, they were still losing, Shirley. The same way. So it didn't make a difference. They had the whole team there. And guess what? They were losing. They still weren't playing defense. We sat here and covered it all, Shirley. So something's got to give. We're just using Mike and Kobe as an example. There are hundreds of other players that LeBron James is not even in the same category with because they are light years better than him. Giannis is better than him. He works on his game. That's right, 704. They never won a championship and is a better basketball player than LeBron James. Absolutely correct. What's up, Paul Pierce? The truth. The truth then showed up. All his rings were rigged. All the teams he had was on. He had help from the refs. D Wade, and yeah, there you go, Paul Pierce. Tell him. He said LeBron would flop, travel, and step out of bounds all the time, and the refs didn't call it. There you go, the truth. You see that? No, I'm saying that, Shirley. Yes, 100%. LeBron James did not work on his game. He worked on lifting weights and stretching and wearing spandex and faking like he's an activist. He's spending too much time on Twitter instead of working with the team. Yeah, I have been sitting at home all day. But I probably made more money sitting right here than you did all day. Right. There you go. If Fax is hating, then I guess I'm a hater then. He's never learned to play off the ball. He never learned to play ball. He's one dimensional. I seem to be doing good without none of the things you just said, Mr. Hogan. But you can't be calling yourself the GOAT when you're not even close. Who am I going to hate on when LeBron retired? Anybody pretending to be what they're not. Now, if LeBron retired and they say Anthony Davis is the greatest player in the game now since LeBron is retired, would you go along with that? I don't think he would. Right. And the media control y'all, Shirley. That's why y'all say LeBron is the greatest of all time, because the media shove it down your throat. I know the Laker fans don't. When you seen the Laker fans argue with Magic Johnson? When have you seen the Laker fans argue with Kobe Bryant? They don't. Real Laker fans know the difference. See, that's the difference from LeBron and going anywhere else. The Lakers are already successful. They got 16 NBA championships. They've had the best players in the world play on their team. LeBron James can never be bigger than the team. In Miami, he could do that. He can go there and be like, I'm LeBron James. Miami ain't never really won nothing. They had no real dynasty. He could go to Cleveland and be the king of a town that ain't won in like 100 years. They have no legacy, no successful one. So he could be bigger than the team. He can't be bigger than the Lakers. They're used to winning. That's like going to the Yankees. Now you see the difference. There's real Laker fans who didn't want him in the first place. That's why they was destroying his murals they was putting up there. Don't compare him to Kobe. Don't put him in the same breath as a Kobe Bryant. We don't even want this guy here. They didn't even want LeBron. Y'all tried to force the fans to want LeBron. They didn't want him on the Lakers. No, none of the Laker fans wanted LeBron. They forced LeBron on y'all. And these LeBron fans start wearing Laker jerseys, start wearing LeBron jerseys. But they're not Laker fans. They just LeBron fans. And now they blended in with the Laker fans. And the Laker fans are like this. I want this SOB out of here. They want him out. They want him, Russ, AD, take your AD with you and go. You traded away our draft picks, our talent. We would have been competitive. Laker fans want to win the real way. They ain't with all this garbage that y'all doing. No, Jenny Buss wanted him. Rob Pelinka was hired after the decision was even made that they were getting LeBron. Yeah. Well, let me get down here and watch the San Antonio Spurs beat up on the Lakers tonight and pop tie the record for most wins. He said, "This is why LeBron James fans ain't allowed at my home." Anyway, thanks for listening. I'm out.